The name's James Bond. James Bond. I'd like a margarita. We did this on the No Time
Why
to Die.
don't you hop out of my jetpack and into my dreams?
Are you looking for your pot of gold?
Same exact opening.
T-Dolt.
We are out of original ideas.
No, we're hacks.
Why does everything I do sound like a leprechaun?
Looper has this video called the No Time to Die Trailer Explained. This is a top reward tier video request from Mikhail Linden. Now Mikhail, if you guys don't know, this homeboy from Sweden, we would always talk about two things, and I would always mention two things in his shadow. He's been a patron for a long time, which is how he's from Sweden and how he's obsessed with James Bond. And he's asked us to cover videos in the past that are about Bond. He's been heavily anticipating this trailer. So of course, once this trailer came out, I was expecting nothing less than a patron video request of a Bond thing. So of course, we got the No Time to Die trailer. Mikhail seems very happy about it. And if there's anyone with Bond insight, especially if he's going to share a video like this with us, I'm going to already be like, I trust this video.
Yeah, if Mikhail's happy, I'm happy.
Exactly. Let's do this.
The end of an era has arrived. No Time to Die will be Daniel Craig's final foray as British super spy James Bond. His fifth Bond film in 14 years, making him the longest-serving man to play the role. Let's break down the trailer.
Not
of
as many.
Bond's final
Just the
Bond
longest
and Dr.
time he's
Madeleine
been.
Swans drive
Yeah.
off into the sunset at the end of Spectre was apparently the only retirement announcement MI6 was ever going to get. Bond took off to Jamaica to live an idyllic existence on the water. He's been there with Swan for 5 years, with his colleagues believing he's dead. From the end of 2015
Gotcha.
Spectre to the beginning of 2020's No Time to Die, the real life and fictional timelines basically align here. Life has gone on without Bond, exactly as he wanted. It's given LaShawn Lynch's
the world's still
Nomi
the
the
same.
opportunity to replace him as a 00 agent and acquire a significant amount of experience. Nomi also appears to take on a more militaristic tactical style for clandestine operations compared to Bond's suave tuxedo look. Dr. Swan is hiding something.
Why would I betray you?
We all have our secrets. The No Time to Die trailer
Yeah, I blame
suggests
you.
that Bond and Madeline will break up following that betrayal. Considering her father was Mr. White, the assassinated Spectre,
Mr. White.
and that she was very aware of Spectre's existence, she no doubt has an insidious history she's worked to bury. If she knew about her father's criminal ties, was she possibly more of a party to it than she originally led on? It's also possible Dr. Swan has some connection to Safin, the villain played by Rami Malek, because she's been sent the same mask he wears. Could Bond be trying to avoid re-experiencing the heartbreak Vesper Lynd put him through at the end of Casino
Dead.
Royale?
Bitch.
At the end of Spectre, Bond relinquishes Spectre leader Ernst Stavro Blofeld, played by Christoph Waltz, to MI6 head M for arrest. Now in custody and under what appears to be solitary confinement, Blofeld is a highly important prisoner.
It's the most valuable asset this country has.
But every good supervillain knows how to turn the screws while in captivity until the moment they can once more act independently.
Like
and
One
that
for All.
killing is what draws us back to character archetypes like his again and again. Hannibal Lecter became a movie icon from a prison cell after all. M asked Bond to not lose control in Blofeld's presence, given all the horrors Blofeld has orchestrated and inflicted upon Bond's life. Bond says he would never do that, but then turns the corner to find Dr. Swan with a folder clearly suggesting a psychological profile. They haven't seen each other in what seems like a while and now meet here, preparing to speak with Blofeld. Blofeld knows Dr. Swan's secret too, and weaponizing it against Bond is surely a masterstroke in a grand plan. It's been a while since we've seen CIA agent Felix Leiter in the James Bond franchise. The character has been a staple of Bond franchise films since the first film, Dr. No. But the version played by Jeffrey Wright hasn't appeared since 2008's Quantum of Solace, only rating a mention in Spectre. In No Time to Die, Leiter seeks out his now retired friend to take an off-the-books assignment.
Oh, coming full
You're the
circle.
only one I trust.
Dude, it's getting Luther back.
But how does he know Bond isn't dead? We need answers, Felix. Longtime James Bond franchise producer Barbara Broccoli describes Rami Malek's Safin as the one that really gets under Bond's skin. A nasty piece of work. He
First one
appears in
ever.
the No Time to Die trailer as limping and
that's
scarred.
about time.
He even holds his gun a bit oddly. His villainous connections aren't clarified in the trailer, but it's difficult to believe
Phantom
he
of the
doesn't somehow
Opera.
tie back to Spectre and Blofeld in some as yet unknown way. And some fans have theorized he's really an updated Dr. No, who was a member of Spectre. The word No is in the title of the movie after all. Either way, Safin sees parallels between himself and Bond, even saying he could be speaking to his own reflection when monologuing to the famous agent. But he sees one big obvious difference.
Only your skills die with your body. mine will survive long after I'm gone.
It seems like the stakes in No Time to Die will involve Bond's own mortality against the world-threatening plots that have become standard for the franchise. With No Time to Die, Craig is officially finished playing Bond, and nobody has been officially announced to replace him. Audiences will be saying goodbye to a specific iteration of Bond that has transformed a franchise we've known for 50 years. Craig's Bond has gone from being a fresh-faced rookie in Casino Royale, and to basically a hermit who actively hates his job because it has killed his humanity. He's an orphan who has never known familial connections, except for with one person, Judi Dench's M, who died a terrible death right in front of him. Vengeance and loss have been
really is a
key
tragic
themes of
tale.
all the Craig
Holy
Bond
shit.
Oh, this poor guy.
his predecessors' versions of the character, Craig's James Bond has often been completely wrong, and has time and again been portrayed as desperate. He's no immortal superhero, he's human, and he asks for help because he knows exactly where his strengths begin and end, as much as it annoys him to admit it. And he is always tired. That doesn't cheapen his Bond, it makes him more real. A No Time to Die trailer sets the stakes around Bond himself, his life, his friends, his love. The threatened destruction isn't strictly political or social, it's personal, which is really the perfect bookend for James Bond. Maybe James Bond does need to die, and in doing so, represent the humanity that has been so central to the character since Casino Royale. Fans can find out everything when No Time to Die opens in theaters April 2nd, 2020 in the UK, and April 8th, 2020 in the US. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite movies are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and to the bell so you don't miss a single one.
Subscribe to the bell.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Love the bell. So much great content on that bell.
They didn't talk about how when Bond is walking down the hallway and then he turns and shoots the gun.
You're not inside the barrel.
Yeah. I mean, is that the opening? Is that the ending?
Ooh, that could be a cool ending.
Could be the ending, or is it just a scene?
It's 2/3 of the way through the movie, and it's got no connective tissue around it.
Maybe they have an origin to explain where he was walking and when he turned and shot.
Yes,
Really
finally.
fill in the origin tale.
That's what I want
Fill in
explained.
every detail, guys. Come on.
Dude, you know what I've realized through all this Bond coverage?
That Rami Malek's in
What?
it? Yeah.
Who's Rami Malek?
Oh, the guy from iRobot.
From Rocket Man. There you go. No, there's no song yet, and there's not been an artist announced yet.
Oh. Well, they're bringing it full circle, so they're going to get both Adele and Jack White, whoever
And
else.
Sam Smith or whoever did the last one.
Chris Cornell did the first one, though.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know my name is a good Bond song.
Yeah, that's a great song. Yeah. They talked a lot about Madeline Swan in here potentially being some type of, you know, like, of course, the psychological element was something we picked up on, but that she has some, like, deeper, darker secrets. I thought that was just Bond being paranoid again from the way the trailer communicated it to me.
Yeah.
The ability to trigger the memory of Eva Green's character from Casino Royale, sure, but then it looks like they're vacationing or living the paradise life, and then they start getting attacked. So I thought he was just like putting blame on her for why they were caught.
Yeah, or like he wasn't able to truly decompress and let go, so he's like standing
Right.
there by the water being like, oh, I don't know, I don't know if I can actually trust this
Yeah,
life.
or he's dry. We all have secrets, you know.
Yeah.
It's safe to say that Bond suspects foul play.
Ah.
I've been waiting to say that since they started talking about her in this Looper video. I've been
man.
like, all right, I just got to find a way to naturally get there. And I did. I don't even care about her character. I just wanted to make that little joke.
I feel better just being next to you for that. I mean, it totally blows
Yes.
my Looper, the movie Looper joke out of the water. That
Oh,
I've
say
been-
it.
I didn't have one. This thing is, I've been trying to be like, oh, hey, Looper, Ryan Johnson. But, you know, there's no connective
Oh, wow.
tissue here.
We're really trying too hard, John.
I know.
Really trying
I didn't
too
have
hard.
an in, but then you brought up a Ryan Johnson movie, and I was like, I gotta do it now.
Lashana Lynch's character, oh my god, she could be the same one from Captain Marvel. They both have military-style background training and abilities.
If she flies a plane, all bets are off.
All bets are off. It's definitely tied. She's the same character. I like what they pointed out, that little detail, though, of how she is more military tactic style. You can see in her demeanor and everything she's doing in the trailer, the little bits. That's something I did not quite latch onto. I kind of wouldn't want her to be that. I'd want her to be something more that's
The
like
female Bond.
Yeah.
More, yeah, a little
the
less.
malealizer. What's that?
Oh, yeah. Humanizer.
Humanizer, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, you just chop off the wood.
I felt like that would be fun to see that instead of because
She's just like racking up dudes.
yeah, it's just like
drinking martinis, capping people.
like why not? We haven't gotten that yet.
Dude,
it would be so fun.
I
to get
want
that.
them to explore every creepy Bond trope, but from the female perspective. I want her to pick up a dude at a funeral, all that jazz.
There's been rumors that they're setting her up to maybe have a spin-off or something. I keep getting the vibe that she's like a bad guy.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, especially just because I'm using my own excitement as like a gauge for them. Like, I'm excited for this character. I'm a little worried about that because her moments in the trailer are really cool.
Yeah. I've heard some people say that with the woke climate we live in, that it would be a bad idea to kill off your new female black character. To me, I'm just like, she's probably a bad guy. But then again,
Go all the way,
it would
make
be
her-
the 006 twist again.
Make
wouldn't
her
it?
the
Yeah.
main villain. Even
Yeah.
bigger than Blofeld.
I don't like the idea of Rami Malek being Dr. No.
Dr. No.
I'm not a fan of that idea. They tried doing the whole Khan thing, like with Benedict Cumberbatch and Into Darkness. They did that with a bit of a Blofeld thing. And Spectre, I didn't really care for it. I actually weirdly like that they're carrying over all the immediate events of Spectre to this, despite how Spectre was not well received. Because they didn't really seem to care all that much about Quantum of Solace when they did Skyfall.
No,
But-
everybody was quick to forget Quantum of Solace.
Yet they're really making you go, I guess I gotta rewatch Spectre so I can completely understand this movie, No Time to Die. But what Looper's video really made me do is realize the overall tragic story arc and the human side of Bond's character arc with the Daniel Craig franchise. So before I was like, I guess I'll go back and watch Spectre, but now it's making me go, I guess I'll binge all the Daniel Craig movies.
Well, it does make it interesting because, yeah, now we can assess them as their own era of this franchise, and we can now, you know, zoom out and look at how they evolved and how they complement each other the way we couldn't necessarily before. And I don't know exactly what to expect in terms of finality from this movie, but I think it would be nice if they could make it feel final in some way for this era, you know, especially because this was a rebrand for the series, trying out a new tone and everything. And if they're going to get a new Bond, I almost feel like they should really change the slate again.
Yeah,
You know?
Aquafina.
Aquafina, yeah, totally. Let's get Lashana Lynch and Aquafina. They're both James Bonds. Let's get 2 James Bonds. Let's get 4 women to play James Bond. Let's just go to town like that.
I like Jeffrey Wright a lot, and I know the Felix character has been in the Bond franchise for a while, so I imagine that for hardcore Bond fans are really excited about that. And I really like the impression Jeffrey Wright left in Casino Royale. Quantum, I barely remember anything they talked about, so I guess I'm excited.
I mean, all I remember is a lot of harsh, shaky camera.
I've seen that movie a couple times, and I'm like, I still barely remember what they talk about.
What are they talking about?
I am very excited for this. They've put a lot of TLC into developing this movie. I mean, the amount of like director hired, director fired, and Daniel Craig wanting to make sure
Does
that if
he
he
care?
returns, he wants to make sure that this is a great one that he can go out on. So it seemed like every choice they made was, we're only going to do this if we know this can be great. We will not proceed, because it's been a while since Spectre. And
And that was a pretty, not ugly, but that was a pretty angsty time. You could tell that there wasn't a lot of good blood on that project.
No,
you know?
and then here it seems like they only cared to make sure this is a great film. And there's a lot of people I watch online who were like, honestly, the trailer surprised me. I liked it a lot more than I expected to. So yeah,
I'm rooting for him.
I'm excited for this. Guys, got any theories about Rami Malek's character or Lashana Lynch's character? Leave a comment down below. You can subscribe to The Real Rejects, click our notification bell to get notified whenever we got a video out. Hit the like button or dislike button, don't matter, and make sure to subscribe to Looper while you're at it as well. Thank you guys very much for being here, and Mikhail, I hope you're happy.